Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here with your Day 2 Fire Weather Outlook. There are two areas where we have critical fire weather series for tomorrow. One covering southeastern Colorado, southwestern Kansas, the western part of the Panhandle of Oklahoma, and northwestern Texas and northeastern New Mexico. A second critical fire risk tomorrow covers east central Wyoming, southwestern South Dakota, and northwestern Nebraska. Cities in the critical fire weather series for tomorrow include Pueblo, Colorado, Scottsbluff, Nebraska, Trinidad, Colorado, however the hell you pronounce it, Lamar, Colorado, and Raton, New Mexico. And there are two areas where there are two elevated risk areas for tomorrow. One covering most of the eastern half of New Mexico, west central and northwestern Texas, including the Panhandle, western Oklahoma, the eastern half of the Oklahoma Panhandle, western half of Kansas, eastern Colorado, eastern Wyoming, parts of Nebraska, and parts of South Dakota. A second elevated fire risk tomorrow covers northwestern Georgia, eastern Tennessee, parts of North Carolina, parts of Virginia, and a little bit of, most of Virginia really, and south central Maryland for the elevated. So, Appalachians and Mid-Atlantic. A surface trough accelerating eastward into Quebec along with an evolving subtropical ridge over the Atlantic will support dry southwesterly flow across portions of the Appalachians and Mid-Atlantic, resulting in sustained southwest winds of 10 to 15 miles per hour Monday. The lack of appreciable Gulf moisture return should promote relative humidity in the 25 to 35% range across the Tennessee Great Valley, with relative humidity as low as 20% across portions of Virginia. Increasing cloud cover, along with some shower and thunderstorm activity, should limit fire weather concerns farther north across the Ohio River Valley. Although relative humidity will be marginally higher than Day 1 Sunday observed values, fuels remain extremely dry and quite receptive to wildfire spread. The existing elevated high lakes across Virginia were extended southwestward into the eastern Tennessee, with convection likely remaining well to the north across Kentucky and West Virginia. Okay. Central and Northern Plains. A mid-level perturbation embedded with broad southwest flow aloft coupled with a lee surface low across the Northern Plains will result in windy and dry conditions for portions of the Central and Northern Plains. Introduce critical high lakes from eastern Wyoming, southwestern South Dakota, and northwestern Nebraska, where west winds of 20 to 25 miles per hour, locally 30 miles per hour, will align with relative humidity of 10 to 15% by mid-afternoon amid a dry and well-mixed boundary layer. These conditions will align with dry and receptive fuels to promote a critical fire weather concern. Farther south, a mid-level jet ejecting into the southern plains combined with lead troughing across high plains will support a critical fire weather threat for the region Monday. Southwest winds of 20 to 25 miles per hour and relative humidity reductions into the 10 to 15% range are likely to evolve by peak afternoon heating. However, a complex fuels arrangement exists across the southern plains with a modification and reduced receptivity noted from recent rainfall. Alignment of fire-effective meteorological conditions and most receptive fuels will exist across southeastern Colorado, far northeastern New Mexico, far southwestern Kansas, and adjacent Oklahoma and Texas panhandles, where critical high lakes were largely maintained. So, that's your Day 2 fire weather outlook. Remain safe and vigilant in these areas tomorrow. If I were you, I would gather supplies immediately, such as food, water, clothing, toiletries, medical supplies, a flashlight, a cell phone, phone chargers, extra batteries, and a battery-powered radio in the event they need to evacuate on a moment's notice, because fires can start to spread quickly. Please avoid outdoor burning in these areas tomorrow. Because one little spark, just one little spark, is all it takes for a fire to start to spread quickly. Do not throw cigarettes on the ground. Even if they're not lit, because one, like littering, and bad for the environment, and you could get hit with a nasty fine should you get busted for littering. And two, all it takes you one little spark for a fire to start to spread quickly, which will definitely damage, if not destroy, parts of the environment should a fire start to spread. And make sure your cigarette is fully out before you throw it away. So, stay safe and vigilant in these areas tomorrow, and I'll go over all of this again in tomorrow's Day 1 Fire Weather Outlook video. Take care.